Do you hear it? All right, we're live now. All right, hold on. Let me.
Okay, cool.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we back on the air. This is episode 38, part 2. Yeah, now we can see everybody. Word up. All right, so let's see.
Yeah, this is it.
He said, "Oh no, it's coming back." Well, yeah, we're gonna come on back. Let me pop out this chat though.
Yeah. Okay, we're good now.
Okay,
yeah,
so
and everything's switching properly.
Cool.
Yeah, dope. Okay.
All right, so hold on real quick. I want to see if you guys can hear it. So what I was talking about was, woo! So there's a second reverb in the Rhythm MK2, and that second reverb is all the buttons have springs underneath of them, and the case is so hollow that if you tap it, let me see if you can hear this.
Yeah, you can hear the springs.
You can hear the springs of the unit from across the damn room. So, like, when I'm sitting here programming beats, I kept hearing this reverb, and I was like, what the hell is that? It's the freaking springs under the button are so loud. It's literally louder. I have a full 19-inch spring reverb up on top of my modular case. I'm trying to move my head out the way. Right there. Right? I can tap on the case of my spring reverb, and it's quieter than tapping on the Rhythm.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is kind of crazy. Well, you think about it. There's 12 springs in this. If that's a spring underneath the
there's
pad,
more than that.
Right?
There's at least 16 just on the step buttons.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And then you got the ones under the play, start, stop, the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all that crap. Yeah, there's a spring under every single button on this thing.
The multi-spring reverb.
So yeah. But that's again super minor gripes. Let me also say along with that, it's one of the best sounding pieces of gear I've ever heard in my life. Period. It's amazing.
I cannot deny that. It is one of the best sounding drum machines out today.
It's really good, man.
Steel.
And now that they have that dual VCO mono sync on there, it's a monster.
Point your camera. You're like hidden off to the corner.
Oh, hold on. I gotta change my. It's because I'm over here on my iPad.
There you are. I got you.
Booking something. Man.
Yeah. So okay. Let me ask y'all. Those of you who actually have the Rhythm MK2, how you liking that dual VCO joint?
I like it.
Did it kind of meet your expectations? I was actually pretty surprised at how rich it sounds. Like it's a really rich analog voice.
Yeah, it sounds really good. I'm actually not using it for bass. I'm using it just for an extra drum sound and making percussion out of it. Because I'm not really feeling bass in a drum machine. That's just me. But
I feel you.
Well, hold on. So let me get one more complaint.
All right.
It's not really a complaint though, to be honest with you. So the Rhythm can pitch 4 octaves, all right? You get 4 octaves, but it starts at -2.
Your pads are whitewashed. We can't see the colors of the pads.
You know what? Stop being racist.
Yeah. I try, but you make it tough.
It's so it spans 4 octaves and it starts at -2, and not every application goes down that low, unfortunately. But that's like a really minute sound designer issue that most users are never going to deal with. That being said, it sounds so good. I've been making multi-sampled patches with it lately, and it's just. And what I was talking about earlier about the pads, and the sensitivity of them as far as how deep you can push. This one right now, I have the filters mapped to the depth of the pad, so you can. Which I do love that.
Hey, put it in chromatic mode and let people see how it goes through the. How you go up and down. That's dope. Yeah. So even if you don't have a keyboard, you can figure your way through because you all of a sudden got like 4 octaves that you can go up and down through. So
yeah, I didn't see any way to set up a scale on it. I was really hoping that there would be scale modes, and maybe that'll come later. Who knows? I certainly could see them doing that, but I can't really fault them for it either because it's a drum machine. It's not really meant as like a melodic, it's not an analog form. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just the fact that we have the dual VCO alone is really dope.
That totally. But you know what though? One of the things I can say about electronics, those fools though, they will throw some updates at you. So don't count them out just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they introduce a scale mode for the dual VCA standpoint.
Yeah. The other thing that I've found that I really like about this unit is the filter and overdrive. They just sound really, really good. Like they're not at all like they don't sound like, oh, we just tossed a filter in this thing. Like in my opinion, the Tempest sounds very weak. Like the filter is just terrible. I don't like it at all as far as that stuff is concerned.
I've come to terms, man, that although I respect the DSI stuff, I come to terms that I'm obviously not a big fan because I've sold every DSI thing that I've ever owned.
My honest opinion, and it's completely subjective, the filter in the Rhythm blows the filter in the Tempest out of the water.
Yeah. I can see that.
Hey, are there CV outputs on the Rhythm thing?
There's CV inputs.
Okay.
Actually, I haven't used those.
Yeah, there's CV in.
Yeah, there is CV in. So there's 2 expression pedal inputs that also double as CV inputs.
There you go.
So, and you can they're true CV inputs. Like some pieces of gear will have expression pedal inputs that can double as CV, but it's not like a full range. From what I understand, these can be set to be full range. I haven't used it yet. I'm actually still learning this thing, to be honest with you. I do struggle with the more elaborate sequencing on it as far as like taking it from I can do patterns on it just fine right now, but I'm still learning to make an actual full song on it. Which is like on the Tempest, it was the exact opposite. The Tempest, I was able to make full songs on it, no problem, quite quickly, So it's just a different way of thinking. Like you have to kind of think about things differently. There's a lot of really awesome tricks that will take like a 4-bar pattern and turn it into a complete song, conditional trick.
Yeah, with the conditional tricks. Yep, all day. That's what's so dope about it because sometimes I gotta say with an MPC or a machine or whatever, you might get into a point where you make a loop of drums and that's it. You got to get into other sequences to do what else you want to do. But what's dope on the Rhythm is that you make your sequence and you can add your sprinkles of flavorings all through the drums and stuff, and then you could turn anything that's extra into a conditional trig. You know what I mean? So it only plays 10%, 20% of the time. So then, and you can make it random through there too, different trigs coming different. So you'll have an evolving beat, an evolving sequence just with how you use the probability and the conditional trigs and stuff, the P-locks and all of that.
That's my favorite feature of the Electron machine. It's just, man, just those P-locks and the conditional trigs. That's kind of something that I wish the MPC had.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've talked about that a lot.
Probability as a whole is something that I absolutely can't get enough of when I'm programming. Like I love being able to say specific probability.
Yeah, I agree. That's what's up. But hey, okay, so Ski, how you loving that? And actually, I think everybody on this podcast has one. How you loving the Mini Brute 2S?
Oh man, that thing is a beast, man. That thing is. I love the fact that you can you can add more voices, and you can modulate different things like from envelopes to LFOs on each pad to ratcheting. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of flip your whole basic idea around. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's what's up. I think that's what I dig about it. Mind you, I've only had it for a couple of days, but I gotta say, this joint sounds much better than I thought it did initially. I remember seeing it at NAMM when they were first showing it, and I was like, okay, cool, sounds okay. But I don't know what they did to improve it. But from the time that I seen it a year ago or whenever that was to now, it sounds like a completely different machine. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. And the addition of, I'm sure you know what they did to that. And the addition of the from a mini brute perspective, the addition of that second oscillator is nuts. It adds a whole different richness and character to it.
I like the metalizer too. I like, taking other, voices and throwing it into the metalizer and using that as a wave shaper. It's really tight. Patch bay. I love the fact that I don't even have to use the mini brute. I can just use the patch bay and and patch it with my system, and it does some cool stuff too.
Yeah. That's dope.
Have you tried sending any drums through it yet?
No, I have not.
You gotta send some drums through it, man. That's where it gets, man.
Through the metalizer?
Yeah. Like I've been doing that all day today. Like if you check my Instagram, I posted some stuff earlier where I got the Mini Brute 2S back there with the Neutron up top and some other things, and I've got let me see if I can adjust it a little bit. So that black module next to the oscilloscope in there.
Hey, let me interrupt somebody. There's a couple people I want to clarify. MPC does not have probability. there's no thought of it coming that I know of. We were just saying that it would be dope if the MPC had kind of conditional tree, P-locks, and probability and stuff, but no, it doesn't.
So what I was getting at though is that so I got like this fancy wave folder in there from Vintage Synth Labs, which is really dope. But I use wave folders, especially with kick drums, all the time, man. Like it will take like a ho hum kind of like standard 808 style kick drum and make it hairy, punch through your mix, and just ridiculous. Like so this guy right here, you hear that?
Yeah.
That's a standard like 808 style kick drum from the Delptronics Little Drummer Boy. Like that's a really, really smooth sine wave kick drum, but it's going through the wave shaper, and it just sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it sounds crazy.
Yeah, I gotta get my modular drum modules weighed up. I want those couple of 2 HP joints. They sound pretty dope, but I think the joints that I really want is the Mutant kick drum and the Mutant snare. Those are dope. Heavy.
Yeah, I've got the Mutant kick in my back right now, and the Mutant snare, and Mutant hot glue, and
and
Another thing I like is the that little AD envelope with the loop function is great.
Yeah. It is crazy.
Control the attack and decay is amazing.
So to give a little bit of backstory on that, because I was again fortunate enough to be involved in the early testing and stuff on that. The Mini Brute AD envelope is actually modeled on the Maths, so it's not one-to-one identical. Like the timing is slightly different, which is good because it kind of matches up well with the synth. But the functionality, it's kind of like having one side of Maths and getting that AD envelope going like that. So when you loop it, it's like having the cycle button on Maths.
Right.
And
yeah, I love that envelope.
That attack and decay time too, which is amazing. Like if you start looping it really fast and then you start playing with the attack and decay times on it, you can get some really cool wave shapes.
I could dig
that's real dope. The fact that they have that on top of an actual regular ADSR, you know what I mean? But just a looping envelope is crazy. That it adds so much movement and so much possibility to what you can do at this point. And I'm just getting to know it, so I know I'm gonna be discovering all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna have to get a session at some point.
My bad, I'm in the lobby, man. They moving chairs and stuff.
Oh, it's all good. All good.
So yeah, the changes to the voice structure from Mini Brute and Micro Brute, Matrix Brute, and now Mini Brute 2. It's an interesting progression because the Mini Brute, the first Mini Brute, was really raw. Like if you break one out right now and you start messing with it, you'll kind of get blown away at just how gritty and raw it is. The Micro Brute, they tamed it back just a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. The waveform mixer on it will still overdrive your waveforms. Then the Mini Brute 2 and Matrix Brute are totally different from both of those. In that the waveform mixer does not overdrive your waveforms like it did on the old ones, right? You get that overdrive from a separate overdrive knob. So you can actually overdrive that completely separately and have way more control. And because of that, you have a lot more control into the metalizer, because wave folders are really, really sensitive to dynamics. So if you send into a wave folder really quiet, you won't get a lot of folding action going on. But if you send into it going really hot, you'll get a whole bunch of wave folding going on. So because they adjusted that gain structure, it completely changed how that metalizer sounds. And now it sounds almost Beatppl-esque. Like it's very it's a little bit more edgy than that, but it's got this this kind of really cool folding that it does that just sounds beautiful. It's great for percussion.
Yeah, that's kind of why I like the wave folders, to build a lot of percussion sounds. I find myself building a lot of snare drums and like high pitched percussion stuff with the wave folders, man. And it's like super dope.
So you guys just basically take the wave folder and just shape sounds and just make packs out of them shit?
Say again?
I said you guys use the wave folder to, like, you know, take kick drums and snare drums, run it through it, tweak it, and then just make dope packs out of them sounds?
I do that. I mean,
yeah, I run my drum set through wave folders.
Yeah, I do a little bit more to my sounds than just that, but yeah.
Yeah.
You know, simplify my job. Yeah, sure.
No, yeah, but that's pretty much a lot of the grit and aggressiveness comes from wave folders. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, especially so wave folders work better on sine waves than they do on like square waves and saw waves and that sort of thing. You can get them to fold up on saw waves a bit, but it's really triangle and sine waves. The more smooth shapes are the ones that are going to respond a whole lot better. So like, yeah, like a snare drum, it's going to sound more just like distortion.
Yeah.
But on a kick drum, it can sound really cool. Like you can take it from sounding like an FM. Like you could take a standard kick drum and make it sound like a FM kick drum just by using wave folders.
So Ken,
let me ask you this.
Right.
Let me ask you this. What would you use on a squarish type kick if not a wave folder? What would you use on
me personally? Like my first thing that I would go to is I like giving them fuzz. Like just straight up overdrive and fuzz is the very first thing I reach for on that, because I want the harmonics to kind of get blurred a little bit so you get this bigger sound, you know?
Gotcha.
You're adding in a bit of that fuzz. And then it also comes down to how bright do you want it? How dark do you want it? That kind of thing. I
do a lot of parallel processing with the wave folder because I don't like it. I like to have a mix between both.
Exactly. And that's also how you can kind of keep that original tone, but get this really broken up sound as well. So I'm gonna bring this over a bit if I have enough room.
I was just wondering how long is that cord? You really?
I know. I'm like, he got 100-foot.
Yeah. Hey guys, I do this thing called preparing. You might want to try it sometime.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that stuff.
Yeah, your basement got brick wall, cinder block walls. Look like you preparing for something else, bro.
So guys, let me ask you this: when you parallel processing on your modular, you just like kind of mold a kick, and you mold the output of the metalizer, and then mold like a dry signal of the kit, and then you kind of blend it together like that.
That's one way. Yeah, that's for me it depends, and I'll let Steele kind of answer that too.
So that's from the modular perspective. I wouldn't be doing that in the modular perspective. I'd probably be using the modular with a wave folder to send my stuff to it, but I'm still doing all the parallel processing in the DAW.
Got you.
Yeah, because
let me show something separate to that. Okay. So that's one way that you can do it. When you do it in the DAW, and especially when you do it after the fact, like if you already have it as a sample and then you're processing a sample through the modular, it's really good to do it that way because then you can match up phase and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But another really cool thing is this. So, and I have to kind of raise my voice because I'm on a dynamic mic. So if you can't hear me, just let me know. But
all right.
For instance, on this wave folder here, this one's really interesting because you got dry signal. You have a dry mix right here. So I can bring the dry in, and I'm just going to make this, I'm going to clear this out, right? So we'll get, oh, hold on. All right, so look. So right now, you guys can hear that kick?
yeah.
Yep.
All right, so it's just a standard regular kick, right? But it's going through this. And if I want, so that's the regular kick. And if I want, I can start wavefolding it, top and bottom separately.
Oh, word?
Yeah, this thing's crazy, man. This thing's really crazy. It's fancy.
Yo, what module is that?
Well, hold on. If you buy now. So look, I'm going to turn the dry mix back, right? So you're getting just a wave-folded mix on this, right? But you have an independent adjustment of bias, right? So check this out, right? I'm only doing the positive right now. So if I do this, that hit. Now I'm going to take the bias back, and it's going to break up. Here, I'm going to throw a few more kicks in here. How it's more hairy?
You're getting pretty faint, Ken, as far as your voice.
Yo, guys, I'm about to get on this elevator, so I'm probably gonna cut off, but I'm gonna hit you back when I get in the room.
All right, cool.
All right. Do you feel how the kick is more hairy now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch this. I'm gonna bring up the negative side now. And then I can blend it in with the dry signal.
Mm-hmm. And all that through that one mixer, though?
Yeah, and so I'm actually parallel processing it straight with that module.
That's dope. I remember when you got that mixer. I didn't realize it was that dope.
What is that mixer though? Like, so tell me.
AWM3 by VSL.
But that has a wave folder built into it?
Yeah, now here's where it gets really crazy about that module, right? It's a triple wavefold mixer, right? That does positive and negative wavefolding separately, right? And it compresses, right? So you can be sending it multiple inputs. It's got I believe it's got four input or three. Hold on, yeah. Yeah, it's got three inputs on it. Yeah. So you can send it 3 different signals, right? And then compress them together. While you're separately on each channel, you can make the top end really brittle and crackly while the bottom end is really round. And, you could do that on your kick, and then on your snare, you can make the whole thing sound trashy. And then on your hi-hats, you can make it more clear. You can do
like multi-band. So it's kind of multi-band.
Yeah, you can treat it multi-band because it has 3 separate inputs plus compression.
That's what I was going to ask you, because what I like to do a lot in the DAW is I like to split my one signal into different frequencies. And then, like, for instance, I'll just wave shape the high mids. So that I can do that.
So this thing is it's from Vintage Synth Labs, and I'll just do a quick plug for my own show. If you go to the Flux With It YouTube channel, I just did an interview with the guy who created it. Like I think less than a month ago. I did a interview with him, and we kind of talk all about it. That, and I just racked up his envelope as well. He's got a delay envelope that I did. But yeah, but I use that wave folder. I use the wave folder on the Brutes. I use the wave folder from Audio Damage called Shapes. I use all those wave folders because they each give a different character. So like when you're shaping drums and getting hair out of them, I use all different ones. And then on top of that, you get distortions, overdrives, sample rate reduction. I don't really like bit rate reduction nearly as much. I much prefer sample rate reduction over bit reduction, because bit reduction is really just bringing up your noise floor, if you really break it down.
Okay, I'm looking at these modules. So you said you have the delay envelope?
Yeah, I have that as well. I'll be having the filter soon enough. And I'm doing videos on all of that stuff just so that people can find out about them. Because unfortunately, like, I mean, Eric, the owner of that company, is an awesome guy and a great engineer, but they don't have a lot of press. Like, not a lot of people seem to know about them because they're a younger company, but they're making some really powerful modules. So like that thing is crazy.
Can you explain the delayed envelope to me real quick? Just so that
So yeah, like on a lot of synthesizers, you'll get instead of just ADSR, you can have DADSR, and that's basically what this is. It gives you a delay, and then you can separately trigger the different stages as well. Like I'll have to kind of show it.
Is it like controlling the time of when the envelope triggers?
Yes.
Okay, I need that in my life because that right there will cause me to basically nudge a lot of the stuff that I want over. You know what I'm saying? Like I like nudging a lot of stuff in sequencers, and I feel like I would be able to do that with this joint.
Which envelope is that y'all talking about?
The delay envelope.
Yeah, that's the delay envelope. And really, if you guys want to get deep into it, I would say just go check out my show.
I will because I'm really
because I get deep on all of that stuff in it. So definitely check that out. But and yeah, it's funny because people are like talking about my quote studio, which it's not a studio right now. This is definitely
I'm just poking fun at you because your studio right now.
The dope thing about having a lab at the crib is that everybody's place takes its own sort of form, right? And we all
hold on, no, because you're making it sound like I chose this, and this.
No, I don't think that's not what I'm speaking to. I know that's a temporary situation for you too, though. That's not even half of your equipment.
Yeah, it's not. So, and matter of fact, we're supposed to be doing that tomorrow. I'm supposed to be bringing over another load of equipment. So
like he preparing for the apocalypse down there. Yeah,
yeah. He like, if the world gonna blow up, I'm gonna be making beats.
Because I'm severely missing my Rhodes, and I need it back in my life.
Oh, speaking of the Rhodes, Ken. Okay, so you obviously see behind me what it just came in with the Mini Brute 2S, and so I've been avoiding getting one of these for a long time. And what I'm doing is I'm running my Rhodes through it, through the external.
I did a whole sample pack like that.
Man, that sounds good, yo. It's a lot of possibilities.
But you're running your Rhodes through the Matrix Brute?
Yeah, running them Rhodes through the Matrix
something Brute. About the Matrix Brute that a lot of people don't quite realize is that the Matrix Brute has an envelope follower built in. And it accepts guitar level input. And which also mic level input, so you can actually set and if you set it up properly, you can have this thing following everything that you do, and it's super powerful like that. And the analog delays sound fantastic on a Rhodes, especially when you turn on the analog phaser, bruh. If you haven't done that yet, there's something wrong with you. Have you not? Man, look, I can tell you haven't done it yet. What's wrong with you?
You said the analog what? The delay? The stereo delay?
No, you could put it into a chorus or a flanger.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I was doing that this morning.
God, it feels so good.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. So see, that's why I did it, right? So the reason I say, you know what? Now that I have this particular setup with the Matrix Brute on top of the Rhodes, I was running the Rhodes into a separate input and all that, and I'm like, you know what? I could actually remove some of the effects that I use and just run it through the Matrix Brute and use the analog effects that's on the Matrix Brute, or even add that into my pedal sort of setup. So yeah, man, I was.
Hey, you got that MIDI? Is that the MIDI Murph? What pedal do you have next to it?
Yeah, that's the MIDI Murph.
So do you have that going to your send effects?
No, what I have right now is I'm using a drive for that. I was basically using the Rhodes to that and then that into the Matrix Brute. But now I've kind of learned a little bit of how I can get the volume that I want. So I'm going to take that out and put it as an insert and see what we can make out of that. What
I'm saying is on the Matrix Brute itself, it's got insert return points on it. And so what I use, I don't have it set up like that right now, but what I typically do is I have this guy. Hold on. You know me, I love diving for gear.
Ken's a magician.
This
pull this I put drum machine out of my hat.
I put this digital delay on it, which sounds fantastic. This is the Boss DD500. And this delay is so slept on, man. Like these things are, I think
Don't talk about it.
they're like $250 brand new. You can get them used all day for like $200 or $220. And it sounds every bit as good as like a Strymon. Like these things are fantastic. And every single thing on it is MIDI. Like it's got DIN MIDI on it, and you can MIDI this thing up like crazy. Plus, you can send it CV. So a lot of people don't realize that. This pedal's ridiculous. And it runs at 96K.
Really?
Like it's 24-bit 96K. Yeah.
And you say it sounds as good as a
Strymon. It really does. Yeah.
That's big talk. That's big talk. You sure?
Yeah, the Strymon, so it's got a shimmer mode on it, and granted, it's a delay shimmer. And I will say that the shimmer delay sounds very different from the Strymon shimmer delay. It has like it just sounds different. Like it's just a different color. You know what I mean? I like the Strymons a lot too. I mean, I love the big sky and all that.
So that's that pedal costs $350. Then it's
what, the DD500?
Yeah,
you can get it for $225 all day.
Oh really?
They
right, used like that. That's dope.
Kind of the wrong place if you're seeing it for that.
Oh, Sweetwater. That's what Sweetwater is listening for.
Sweetwater doesn't always have the best prices. Sorry, Sweetwater.
Word.
You gotta look.
Man, I'm really enjoying.
You can find it for $225 all day. Like I'm a broke cat. Like I'm a dude who like I'm a starving artist, man. So like I'm always looking for deals, and I'm telling you right now, you can find it for $225 all day.
That's what's up.
I feel like I'm gonna pull it up right now.
But yeah, I'm gonna say though, I'm really enjoying, and honestly, it's just been a couple days. But you know, obviously, I've had the Matrix Brute at the crib a couple times. Once while it was still a prototype. Actually, every time I've had it, it was the prototype. But it's been once before it was out and once after it was out. And I always loved it. So I'm glad I finally added that to the makeup. But to have the roads going through that, it's a hell of a joint. Yeah. Yeah, the roads going through the Matrix Brute is crazy.
Mine's early prototype, and I so wish I had the paint job on, because I love that darker paint job on the Matrix Brute. It looks so good. You can't really even tell in this video right now, but yeah, mine's like a light gray.
Yeah,
mine's the same gray as like the original Mini Brute.
What makes the Matrix Brute dope? What makes it crazy?
Everything.
I think you know what, the Matrix for one. The Matrix for one is just stupid. I mean, the possibilities for
it's honestly my favorite synthesizer in my setup, because you can make patches on it so easily and nothing is hidden. Like there's nothing on it. There's no menus at all. Like there's nothing hidden. So when you're making stuff up on it, it's all right there on the front.
It's monophonic.
It's monophonic, paraphonic, but like that. If you look at on my IG this morning, I turned a monophonic patch or preset into paraphonic where I was playing 3-note chords, and I mean it just sounds so beautiful with that analog delay on it, and just the voicing of it sounds incredible. Honestly, I don't even feel like it should be called a brute. It don't sound like a brute to me. You know,
Corey, where you located, bro?
I'm in LA.
He's gonna come steal your Brute.
Yeah, let me know next time you're in LA, yo. We'll go.
The event I had when I was out there.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until after it was done. I didn't realize. I saw, oh, check this out.
Ski, me and you just gotta jump on the turnpike and go to Ken's house.
Hey, you ain't stealing my Brute.
Yo, Danny, where you at?
I'm in Jersey.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm right here, man. So we just gotta go, and all we gotta do is get Ken some sushi.
That's right. Give me some sushi and we good to go.
He's distracted, so we can grab that Matrix Brute
and disappear. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Joe, man,
definitely sliding by Ken soon, man. Get some tips.
Yeah, man. And hey, I saw that you were considering doing like an intro to modular course. You want to plug that?
Yeah, I definitely want to plug that, man. 28th, man, of this month. I'm going to do a intro to modular class at the dojo in Brooklyn, you know.
Do you know what day of the week that is?
Yeah, what day? Yeah, because I'll head down.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I might be able to swing out.
It's Saturday.
Oh yeah, I might be able to do that, man. I might have to come through.
Let's coordinate it, man. We'll just
That's dope. I'm jealous. I can't go.
I'm with it. I got a couple of friends up that way that might want to come out too. That would be good to have there.
Okay, that'll be dope, man. We'd love to have you. And obviously, you know, like I saw your message on my gram. You're more than welcome to co-teach this class because you definitely have more knowledge than me when it comes to this stuff.
Oh, I'd be with it, man. I love doing that. So
dope.
That's what's up. So, yo, actually, I love the idea. I'm just gonna go back for a second. We're gonna close this out, but I love the idea that, you know, what I've noticed and what we've kind of built here is like this whole mob rap thing and a lot of like-minded cats, and the fact that it's kind of spreading now. You know, my whole point for when I wanted to blend these two, and you know, me and Ken talking, and when I got into modular, then meeting Shiro, who was doing, he's like the first guy I knew to put out like a modular and hip hop sort of project. But the whole idea was to kind of blend those two worlds and kind of push the envelope on hip hop, because that's what we always supposed to have been doing anyway. It's what we always done at its best. Hip hop is like high art. So I love seeing what's happening right now with my man with the Switched on Bap, with other stuff we're talking about doing with Mod Bap, with all these different things, and now courses and events and stuff, man. It's coming together real nice. I love seeing the progress that the movement is making. So Mod Bap.
Corey, I'm learning slowly. I just know once I get it, it's over.
It's off to the races.
Yo,
I already know.
Steel, when I come up, I can bring that case too.
Yes.
Oh, and I could probably build one of them suitcases I was talking about too.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Corey, I want to say two totally unrelated things real quick. Mm-hmm. One, I've actually been listening to Switched on Bat more than any of the other albums that have come out, and we know that there's been a bumper crop of new albums.
Mm-hmm.
But Switched on Bat has been like, dude, I've been bumping that nonstop. Like, yo, Rabbit Hole Theory. I'm stuck on that Rabbit Hole Theory, and the track that comes right after it. I forget the name of it.
Sneaky Foot.
Yo, that good God. Like, dude, yeah.
Hey, Ski, I got a question, man. I wonder, I'm interested to know what your mixing process.
His mixing process is called Young Guru.
That's what I was about to say. That's not fair.
No, I know, but I mean, like, the tracking of it.
Guru has Delaware ties too. So you need to hook me up.
I don't use the computer for anything. I do all the sequence and I do everything in my MPC, and then I send it out to Guru to mix. But I do like all the creativity is just the MPC and the modulars. That's it.
Okay.
Arrangement, all the sequencing in the MPC. It's easy. I'm quick on the MPC, so it's super easy for me to top shit up.
So, because that's kind of how I'm thinking I'm gonna work on my stuff. I'm gonna create a lot of the sounds on the Eurorack and then sequence on whether it's on machine or my MPC, and then just track all that out. So yeah, I was just interested if it was all coming out of the modular into the DAW, like multi-track.
No. I did it like this. This is how I did it. Say if I got like I got a sequence running and I got like 3 different voices, a bass, some blue blips, and some other crazy shit. Once I got my sequence going, I'll just basically, turn the channels down. I'll just turn all the channels down, turn up channel 1, make sure everything is sequenced, sample right to the MPC while it's going on. Then turn it down, turn up the next one, catch that. Because the MPC X, all the new MPCs got that looper mode. So I just keep looper mode on and I just catch everything.
Yep. That's exactly what I do, Steve.
I haven't been using the looper mode, but I basically do the same process.
I do the same process live in the DAW, though, not in the looper mode.
Mm-hmm.
See, I haven't been using the looper mode, but I was doing that with more with machine. But if you look at my desk, machine's not on my desk right now. Like I've been doing more projects on MPC, and because of that, I've switched over. So like that's how I like to work though. I like to sample little bits at a time and then arrange in my MPC or my machine or whatever. But man, I'm so excited about the stuff I got coming from MPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to pick your brain a little bit more about that, man, just because there's a couple things that I want to do because I want to play drums and modular at the same time.
Okay.
and I want to figure
We're
out.
gonna hook you up like Terry Crews when he had that commercial and he had.
Oh yeah, like where I flex and that's like CV Gate.
That's what's up.
We could do it. We got the technology.
Yeah, man.
It's great. This eloquence is just fucking saving my life as far as all the individual voices now I can use in sequence. I can have like 8 different voices going now. You feel me? Opposed to first doing it, I was doing like maybe 2 or 3 voices. Then I'll break the whole rig down and create some more voices to add on top of that, whatever. But now the eloquence, man, is just perfect for what I'm doing, man. You know, it's super tight on the grid, but I figure out a way to get around that. You know, I just kind of like, you know, I just let events happen how they happen, and I just kind of throw it in. I don't throw shit on the one. I just throw it in when it feels good. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Like, for me, it's all free form, and then I sequence it. You know, after I capture the sample. Man, all right, dude. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go walk Wheezy after this show, and I'm gonna put on the switched on BAP and kind of vibe to it. See,
I'm telling you, man, rabbit hole theory.
You just let it ride from beginning to end. It's a monster piece. That's what's up.
I lost my brain when I heard rabbit hole theory. And Ski knows he was live. He was live with me when I was listening to it, and like, yo, it shook me. It shook me. I was like, yo, but I wanted to touch base about the so you got the Matrix Brew in the lab now next to your Voyager, and we've had the conversation about the Voyager a few times, and I've told you every time not to sell your Voyager.
You're right. You said
who sold a Voyager? You didn't.
I was planning on it. I did not. I was seriously considering it at one point.
Now look, this will prove, because sometimes people might hear me talk about a lot of different companies that I work with, and they might be like, oh, he's biased or whatever. I am not biased. I just love gear, and I love to pick apart gear. Trust me, if you saw the list of things that I complain about to Arturia, to Ableton, to Native Instruments, to all the companies that I work with, you would not ever call me biased, you know? So when you were a while ago, you were talking about possibly selling the Voyager and just having the Matrix Brew, and I was like, don't do it, because they're very different, and there's
I was gonna sell the Voyager for the Matrix Brew. In retrospect, I'm glad I didn't. But you know, because the Voyager was one of those long time coming sort of dreams. At one time, at one point I found it at a good price and flipped it, and I've had it for years now. But I'm glad I didn't sell it, and then, you know, in the end I ended up getting the Matrix Brute for a crazy deal with being able to hook up with Arturia. So
you got the best of both worlds right now, baby.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Now that you have both in the lab, did you have a chance to hook them both up and just kind of enjoy yourself on both and discover what you like about the Matrix, what you like about the Voyager, and, you know, kind of get into that rhythm of, okay, I like this for this, I like this for that. You know what I mean?
Haven't done that because it just arrived Thursday, so it's only been a couple days.
Corey, have you ran your rhythm to the Matrix Brew?
Nope, haven't had the chance to do that either. But I've been doing some experiments with the Mini Brute 2S and the Rhythm MK2 though.
Okay.
So those are fast friends. They sound great together. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot more. But right now, only thing I've really done is just kind of, you know, played with some of the sounds and some of the voicing on the Matrix Brew, and then ran my roads through it. That's about the extent that I've gotten through so far.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm really interested in more of like a long-term update from you, because I actually don't have a Voyager and I still want one. I actually want a Voyager more than I want like a vintage Mini Moog, because I like the changes that they made. Like there are certain aspects that they added to the Voyager that aren't on the classic Mini Moog that I really like. Right. And there's certain things, like I like the Mini Moog sound, but there are certain things about it that I don't like. Like I am not a huge fan of the non-gain compensated resonance. Like I like
that's why pulls the bass out when you turn up the resonance. That's one of the things with it. A lot of time when I first got the Voyager, a lot of people, I was going to the forum a lot on the Moog forums, and a lot of people were like, yo, what are you guys using to give that extra oomph to the bass or to try to compensate?
I'm using the Sub 37. That's what I'm using.
And you know what?
There you go.
Hey, Ski, like no lie, like I keep the sub fatty, and I still to this day, every time it comes up, I tell people, I'm like, it is a perfect synthesizer. Like I won't get rid of it because it's perfectly done. Like I complain about a ton of stuff. I don't have any complaints about the sub fatty. I think it's perfect.
I love it. That whole just driving, like as soon as I hit the resonance and hit the filter and it goes down and I just fucking turn that drive up, it's back on, baby. And
Yep. I love both of those synthesizers, the sub fatty and the sub 37. I think they're perfect for what they are. And like I don't get rid of them. I can do very, very similar sounds on the Matrix Brute, but there is that slight difference to where if you're a hoarder of synthesizers, you're gonna.
Who's that? I don't even know what that means. Hoarder of synthesizers.
Yeah, it's called Ken. You look that up in the dictionary. All green letters.
You're fluxing.
Yeah, you're fluxing.
You're fluxing. You're fluxing with it when you're hoarding.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Your flux is showing.
Yeah, all of the bass on switched on BAP. Obviously, it's a sub 37, man. The shit is just, it's like
that broken up lead type sound that you have on there. I believe it's sub 37, and man, it sounds so bad. I'm talking about it's on Rabbit Hole Theory.
I'm gonna have to throw this album on again right now. That's what I would do. Hey, you know what though? I want to say, with my Voyager, my man came through. He came through. He's from Studio Electronics, and this was before the SEO2 came out, and he was playing my Voyager, and he was like, "Why is it like that?" He was like, "Why is it so smooth? That. Why doesn't it get mean? Why doesn't it get growly?" And I was kind of looking at him like, "What's up? What you mean, man? That thing sounds great." But you know, everybody know, like me and St. Joe, we like more smooth and lush sort of sounds, not too aggressive.
Hey, I use those.
Yeah, but you know what? When he did, what I realized later is that he was busy in the midst of working with Roland and those guys to make the SEO2 during that time. So he was doing a lot of comparisons and stuff. And I got to say that I think the SEO2 is more aggressive than the Voyager. But at the same time, it can do those smooth sounds and stuff. So that's one of those.
That's what I like about the Mini Brute 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mini Brute 2, to me, it can have both of those sounds. It can have a very smooth sound, but then it could also have a very aggressive sound. And that's why I kind of like it a lot. Just because it gives me that diversity that I'm looking for in like a small synth. And man, just the fact that I could patch it with other stuff.
That's what's up.
Makes it super diverse for me. So yeah, I think Arturia, they got a winner with that joint, man.
Big time. Like I said, I'm super surprised at how good it sounds. I just want to figure out my setup over here though, so I can put the Mini Brute S, the Mini Brute 2S in front of my modulars, but I don't have space in front of it.
They need to make levitation shelves. Like they don't. Why those things are not real yet is beyond.
They are. You just got to use really heavy magnets for them, Ken.
Is that what? Yeah, but I think
it'll destroy your equipment though.
Yeah, destroy all the hard drives and flash drives in here.
Yo, can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
I just want you to hear the raspy synth on this real quick, because this is that sub 37. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm guessing it is, but I'm pretty good at picking out sounds. So. Okay, I don't want to get popped by Ski and have me to pay royalties.
You mean what part you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. That.
That's the Dolphonic sub 37 in action right there.
That's exactly what I was talking about. That's it. I tell you, I was hitting Ski up. I was like, yo, is that the No Coast? He's like, yeah. I was like, yo, is this that? Yo, tell me I didn't get them all right.
Yo, the drum sounds, is that for modular?
No, I don't do modular drums.
I'm still working with it.
I'm gonna have it. Don't do modular drums too, though. But you know what? Here's what I'll say. I design a lot of drums on modular and in other ways and create certain themed packs, and then I'll use those. And so sometimes I'm not sure what's coming from modular, what doesn't, but it's never a part of the live sequence, the drums being from modular. It's always from my packs and in my setup.
Yo, so I've spent a whole entire night making a bunch of drum sounds in soft tube modular and in VCV, and then I brought them into the rhythm and started layering them with samples. I mean, with the oscillators in here, and man,
it sound crazy,
bro. It's crazy.
Send me some sounds.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Hey, guys.
I like raw.
Can I introduce somebody real quick? Just real quick.
Yeah.
I got a new member of my family.
Oh, hey.
This
Yo,
is
that dog is big quick, man.
Yeah, this is Shuri. So unfortunately, my border collie of 14 years passed away. Elvis passed away about a month ago. And Shuri, we were gonna wait about a year before we got another dog, and we ended up waiting like a week.
I think you did repay.
So we got a new border collie.
I can't let you flex, Ken. Weezy, come here, buddy.
So yeah, this is Shuri. This is our border collie, and she's
Weezy ain't coming through unless you got food and snacks.
Look at this guy. He come over here like
Weezy.
She's adorable and she's super awesome. So I just wanted to introduce everybody to
Weezy. Meet Shuri.
Shuri.
Weezy, meet Shuri. Yo, we about to be family, dog.
Weezy.
But yo, all right, so yo, I'm about to end this joint, man, because I gotta get out here and hit these streets with the fam, and do the mix and stuff. So hey, Ski, good luck on your show tonight, man. I know you don't need luck because you got skill. Big shout out to you for the Switched On Bap joint that you dropped. Looking forward to more of the work that you do, and I think it's dope that you're doing a workshop too, man.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, that's real dope. And Ken and Still, keep doing what y'all doing, man. Anybody got anything they want to plug on the way out?
Shit,
bro, you already know. Check us out at MSX Audio, and racksforlive.com. We got some really special things about to drop around this week. So yeah.
And speaking of that, I need to have me and Sam have been talking a little bit. We've been tossing around a couple of things, and I'm gonna get some focus together and make sure these couple things happen. So I think it's gonna be dope to.
Oh, Corey, you already know. You already know, man. We just.
That's what's up. Like doing an MSX Audio Beatppl collabo of some sort is gonna be real dope. So
yeah,
put that in the works.
You know what it is, Corey, man. One thing that I always want to tell people is always try new things, man. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in a place where you feel like, oh, this is just the way that I make music, and I'm gonna make this music this way forever. Like I'm encouraged by seeing Ski Beats constantly reinvent himself with his music, because man, we've seen him go from the machine guy to the Ableton guy to the sampler guy to the so he's constantly evolving in how he makes music and doesn't get kind of stuck in this one place. And I'm always kind of encouraged by that. And that's kind of why for me, I'm just like, well, this year, all I'm going to play is rock music on drums. And next year, all I'm going to play is jazz. And then I'm going to not play drums. I'm just going to play bass. And I'm going to kind of put myself in a position where I'm uncomfortable in order to get better. And
that's how you stretch, though. That's how you grow, right? And you got to put yourself in uncomfortable places in order to explore those places and kind of grow in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so I just want to encourage all the viewers of the podcast, man, this week, man, try and find something that's going to challenge you in order to, get to like level 9,000 of producer and musician, because I think
like a rhythm.
Yeah, well,
any electron.
Yeah, any electron is gonna either force you to want to quit.
I'm just saying, it's challenging me right now. Currently.
Yeah, it's gonna force you to want to quit or get go. But I'll tell you what, if you get yourself a Digitac to start off with, it's like crack, yo. You'll be stealing a television by tomorrow.
It's true.
Anybody got that analog phone?
All right, hey, Ken, what you got going on, man? You want to give a shout out to anything you're doing before we be out?
Yeah. I've got I kind of forgot about it, but I actually have some new sounds that are up on sounds.com. So you can go check out Flux with it on sounds.com. I just released a new pack. I forget what it's even called. I don't know. But yeah, I'm constantly putting new sounds up there, so you can check that out.
What you put up, Ken? Hold on.
Here's what I say. Actually, everybody on here, if you will, in our text chat that we got going on the smartphones, send me links of anything you want me to put in the comment. I mean, in the description of this video. And once it's up live, I'll go ahead and make sure we put links to Switched on BAP and whatever other new stuff Cass is working on. Because I also want to say, leave a link to M Simp's new iOS.
Yeah,
beats from iOS, which is dope. So I think if you ain't listening to nothing else right now, you listen to Switched on BAP at Beats from iOS by M Simp and Switched on BAP, obviously, by Ski. So I'll put links to those things in there.
Oh, so just so people know, like this is my sound, and I'll be honest with you, I much prefer people to just go to shop.fluxwithit.com because I make way more money off of that stuff than I do when I have it up on sounds.com. But hey, it's cool for people to get an introduction to what I'm all about. And in truth, I need to update shop.fluxwithit.com because I've been so busy with other stuff that I've just been kind of updating to sounds and not my own site as much. I feel
like there's a lot of green.
So you know what? Green's my favorite color. If people don't like it, they can eat me, and I'm totally fine with that because I taste delicious.
Oh, geez.
And I'm healthy and hearty for you. So Cutter Kicks is dope. Atlas Drums is dope. I got the Brutish series, which is basically all drum brute stuff and different drum brute processed. Highly recommend people check out the Emax stuff because the Emax pack is really dope. I like it a lot. And then I released something new. I was just looking for it. Oh, there it is. Mod BAP Drum Loops. Mod BAP Drum Loops is up now. Mod BAP Drum Loops Lite. I'm going to have a full version that's going to be up on my own site. And I guess I can say that I've been working with MSX also, and that's dope. So I kind of formed a partnership with MSX Audio.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So I'm actually really excited about that because, you know, it's Steel and M Simp, and those are great guys. And I know Mike Checkmate also been over there. I know Kev Brown's also been over there. So a lot of good people that I respect. So it's nice to work with people that I respect. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of cool stuff coming.
Hey, Ken and Corey, and I've been looking at this Qubit Nebulae.
Version 2.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it.
I think we're gonna have, in Marco Polo, we're gonna have to talk about it. Because,
yeah, we'll talk about that in private because there's so much to discuss.
Yeah, I'm
the funds.
Yeah, but also it's because I want to get a Morphogene, but I'm trying to figure out like.
Well, I'm up between. I used to own the Phonogene and I loved it. It was really quirky and weird, and the Morphogene does a lot of the stuff that I wish the Phonogene had done, like having an SD card slot so I could save.
Plus the Morphogene is all new with the latest update. And honestly, I just haven't been in the lab enough lately to dig into.
Then just send it to me, Corey.
No, I'm not planning.
I don't have enough.
The Morphogene is cracked, man. I just got the silver plate for my Morphogene, and I'm on it even now.
Man, okay, so I want a Morphogene. And what's the name of the Strymon Eurorack that they just?
Oh yeah, I have it right here, dude. Look.
Yeah, I know you have it, Ken. That's why.
That's it right there. And guess what color the LEDs are?
Green. I know, Ken.
That's right, they're green.
Yeah, so I want to get a Morphogene and a Magneto. And I think I want to create a 2-module rack with just those two things.
That's an ill little rack.
I keep fluctuating, pardon the pun, between the Morphogene, the ER301, the Nebulae version 2, and the Bitbox. All of those are super, super dope sampler modules that have me very interested. Most of those are really expensive.
Do they make little boxes, little Eurorack boxes that I can just put the
lunchbox?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, you got me. So
wait. What lunchbox?
It's called a lunchbox, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And literally, it looks like a lunchbox.
I have an actual tin lunchbox that's USB powered that you can put your modules in.
Wait, no, hold on.
And it has a boombox on the cover of the tin lunchbox.
You should get something like this, man. This is real small.
No, I'm talking about smaller than that. Like
even smaller than that.
I'm talking about I have a legit lunchbox, like a tin lunchbox that is USB powered, that has it's Eurorack USB powered.
To that, go get it. Let me see it.
I'm trying to find it right now. I don't know if it's at my old studio
It's probably at your old studio because I haven't seen you with it in a while. I remember you
it's at my old studio. I'll bring it over tomorrow.
So one of the things that I want to do is I want to start using like these Eurorack modules as like inserts in my, in my mixer and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh, I just found one by Pulp Logic. Okay. Oh, that's not bad.
The lunchbox.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Okay. Yeah, man, because Ken knows I'm a fan of just processing through Eurorack, not necessarily making a lot of music with it.
That's how I started, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I would love a little desktop unit that I could just have like 2 modules and that I could.
I'll hit you up later on Marco Polo, which again, I like shouting out Marco Polo because I don't want to see the app go under. And we use it. It's basically it's group text messaging, but instead of text, it's video. So if you're all on there live, you're seeing the video live, and if you're not live, the videos just kind of stack up, and you can watch them later and respond to them later. It's really great. Check out Marco Polo.
Really good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna be out, man. Thanks for coming through and checking us out, and let's do it again soon next week. See y'all.
All right.
Peace.